Are you looking for a productivity focused mouse to speed up your workflow? Then you probably heard about the MX Master from Logitech. But what if you don't want to spend literally $100 for a mouse, which sounds a bit ridiculous? Then meet the Rapoo MT750S and 750L depending on your region, and what I will tout as the budget MX Master killer and alternative. So make sure to stay tuned for the rest of the video to find out why. And before we take a look at the product, let's take a look at the unboxing experience. It comes in this really nice white box with blue accents and the picture of the actual mouse itself on the front of the box, as well as the brand and the model on the front of the box. Opening it up, you get the micro USB cable, the 2.4 GHz USB-A dongle, the mouse itself, and of course the instruction manual that I bet nobody reads. And overall, the packaging is really simple but very effective and in my opinion pretty cost efficient and good for a mouse of this price. First, let's talk about the build. It is completely made out of black soft touch smooth plastic, of course with some gunmetal accents, and I think it looks really clean and professional, and the gunmetal accents do make it a bit more unique in my opinion. As for the shape, it is pretty similar to the MX Master but slightly smaller and of course lighter as well. Moving on to the button, it is pretty much the same as the Logitech MX Master, though the two side buttons have been moved to the top, and there is no hyper scroll wheel, which is a bit sad. However, there is still the side scroll wheel, which is really useful in really large in certain applications, such as scrolling through really large Excel sheets, pictures, or even timelines when video editing. And as mentioned, the forwards and backwards button have been positioned to the top of the mouse, and this is really much of a personal preference. Some people prefer it at the side, just at the reach of their thumbs, while some people prefer it at the reach of their fingers. So it really depends on you. But in my opinion, as for me, I do quite like the forwards and backwards button being relatively close to my index finger. As for the mouse switches and scroll wheel, they do feel pretty good, but of course not as good as the MX Master from Logitech. And here is a sound test of the mouse click and the scroll wheel so you can hear it out for yourself. As for connectivity, it can connect up to 3 devices, 2 via Bluetooth and 1 via the 2.4 GHz low latency USB dongle. And you can cycle through the connected devices through that little button just below the scroll wheel. Sadly, as for the charging, it is sadly still using micro USB to charge instead of USB-C. But I wouldn't fault it that much, as the price is literally less than half of the MX Master, so those are the trade-offs there. As for performance, the sensor is pretty accurate, though there is of course some mouse acceleration, but this wouldn't really matter, as this is not a gaming focused mouse, but more of a productivity focused mouse. And for productivity focused mouse, I think some mouse acceleration is actually good, to speed up your workflow. And the mouse feed on the mice itself is really good, gliding across different surfaces from tabletops to mouse pads pretty well. Other than that, it does come with software, which is really surprising, and I'll leave a link in the description below to where you can download the software. So what this software allows you to do is to change the button configurations on your mouse to whatever you want, and also allow you to set the DPI as well as a DPI slider to manually set your DPI for more customizability. However, there are of course some missing features that the MX Master has, and one of the biggest feature that it lacks is Logitech Flow for seamless mouse transition between different devices. So if you're using multiple devices at one time, the Logitech MX Master is going to handle it much better. And of course, Logitech Flow allows you to transfer files from one device to another device, and this is great for those of you who are working especially on different operating system. Maybe you have Windows, Mac and Linux, and you're using the mouse to transfer files over and for seamless cursor transition. So that is one thing that the Logitech MX Master with Logitech Flow does really well. That the Rapoo MT750S or the Rapoo MT750L really misses out on. Overall, I feel that for the asking price of under $50, basically less than half of what the MX Master is asking for at around $100 or more, and being able to do 90 to 95% of what the MX Master can do, albeit at the slight cost of quality and certain features, I would say that if you are looking for a productivity mouse for the price, this is a really good option, and I think many of you should consider buying it to improve your productivity. However, if you have a ton of money to spend or are just looking for the best of the best out there, the Logitech MX Master still can be dethroned, and the Rapoo still can't be dethroned, and the Rapoo MT750 and So that's it for my review of the Rapoo MT750S and MT750L. What do you think of this mouse? Let me know down in the comment section below, as well as any other questions you have of the mice. Other than that, drop a like on this video if this has helped you out so far, and don't forget to subscribe, which is completely free but helps more than you can ever